they're doing this like party in the garden now, are they?
Well,
around there.
really?
Yeah, they're doing something down in the industrial garden. The weather's like this.
About a shop, basically. Yeah, on the front on it was okay. Yeah, the front on it was alright. Kind of
Because when I did my 10k at the weekend, so it's clearly like a multi-bag as well. You go to chuck you one of those 5 swings.
Just leave the cameras like that, they just don't care.
Right, where's the...
I did get it.
Going? What?
We're not moving it either. One bloody day, I think.
Huh? They closed them?
Yeah, it's gone party. Which is clearly going great. I'm sure they're having a great party in this.
So by 2 o'clock, to the gate.
Yeah, presumably. Why are you staying till 3:15?
Because we need to see if we stay here. Because if we stay here,
They're coming back. But surely it won't. Surely they go round.
why is it staying here though? Now, and they're not. Well, in case.
Maybe they don't know where they're going. Yeah. Can't just leave the car else, or yeah, they need to rush him out.
If this guy's still around, I mean, I need to. tankar Este. Yeah.
Oh, well, when everyone's pushed inside these pens.
There will be, yeah.
Yeah. When they came in, everyone was like around inside this. You're not allowed to stream correspondence inside the roads. Busy day. Protests as well. Under 1922 meeting about the conservative leadership numbers, saying whether they're allowed or not. Well, 12 now. It's James Kennedy now. He's the first that's now said. No point. And then they're doing like hustings over the next 3 nights now.
I saw yesterday in Philadelphia, she had just estimate fee.
Oh god, yeah. Estimate vote. She was on that, and she was on Bridge on Sunday.
And she probably greened her.
Yeah, she's
Yeah. I've only got 2 bodies and I'm right in there, so I'm thinking rather than leaving remote,
it's just so far out. She wouldn't have it. She won't get it. Nowhere near it. BBC one's going. No one has BBC one. There's not one down here.
Run
The truck either. Yeah. Someone taking it back to base once and then brought it back. Must have taken it and brought it back. It must be Bill Banks still.
I brought one, but that was like over a month ago. It was like well before Easter. There's a leaf on the red carpet.
Yeah, Michael Pompeo came here as well. Mr. Pompeo?
Oh, right, okay.
So did Simon go inside? Did you go inside with him?
I didn't go with him, no. He ran in.
Oh, you waited to go in, are you?
He ran in.
It's not going to be very nice for a garden party, is it?
Yeah, in an hour, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But 10 minutes is a long time. It's a long time, 10 minutes.
Yeah. And then did a garden party, which was nice. Oh, wow. It's sort of gone out the window, hasn't it?
It's a living to or something.
Yeah. It basically is, isn't it? See you later, Theresa.
They're going off the laptop, just need to make sure the brain's not freezing.
Weird day weather-wise. It's been like this on and off all day. It's not really following the trends for the last few days. It's been very wet.
It was saying there was like 50% chance up 4 and 6%. training this morning there. It's going to be like video racing, that's all.
Get the umbrella, put the umbrella away, put my coat away. It's just been like 26 degrees, but I might eat that during the week. It's like today, it's like raining.
I've got a
Used to be a Leon day.
One day I don't feel like
Yeah, I know exactly.
He won't come out. When does he come out? We'll work it out. Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
If you watch it, you can watch it. Yeah. Three-course meals every single meal, 3 or 4 times a day. So you have tea as well. Tea with the mixture.
Yes, thank you. Oh, hi there, how you doing? Oh, well, I am, but I'm also done with short stuff. Yeah. Okay, thanks anyway.
Different angle.
They are going to. Might pop out.
Does he run?
Yeah.
And what about Jeremy?
He walks around the back way. President Trump told the Prime Minister to stick around to talk about the US. It's a great opportunity to do a very, very substantial trip. Very, very substantial trip. I don't know exactly what the time is. Stick around, let's do this deal. It's not enough time, it's going to end next week. This week.
Going on Friday.
This week, yeah.
Huh?
We're going on Friday. I mean,
She's still interim.
Royal Academy of
Interim
Arts
manager.
good.
Caretaker
You
manager.
do it.
Don't snake here actually. Hey, where's it from?
Yeah, UK.
Hey, just going to find you. That's for you.
So my girlfriend
Wherever
gave
you want
me
to
the
now.
on my birthday.
Sorry. What we'll do is we'll go down to the Ashake Road in bits
The trainers?
and
Comfy, very comfy. Very comfy.
put less in, straight that's all.
The thing with these is they've got not much to them at the bottom. They've got a heel.
Final calls. We're going to be here for the press conference for an office who's already been accredited.
No,
What's your name?
my
Yes,
Yeah,
But I just went and got my Sky.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah,
But, well, there's Sky,
Oh, got you there. Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
but I'm actually
Would you know how many first?
and I went for the one. It's 90. Well, there's a lot going on, isn't there? Sort of protests as well. But I saw the NBA recently on the protests as well. I mean, James, Richard Graham was here. I guess it's
No,
just
James is gone. James is gone because Sarah.
Sarah. So, yeah, Richard Terry. Leaving Richard Graham.
They can put stiff skip. And then later on relieve Richard Terry.
Right. Got the news.
I don't use the word. I think James Ross.
So, Sarah took one. For me, let's play skips. Famous. Yeah. It's just a food for all the rocks and communities, isn't it? Like, they get to have a big 3-course meal to start with, packet of sandwich, and a packet of quails for you. Enjoy your quails.
An apple and a packet of crisps. And you select each
Yeah. 0.5%. Ham and cheese. Tesco's.
Tesco Value.
Tesco value. Cheese sandwich, an apple, and a
But
packet of
Tesco Value
quails.
is like if it's not like as though
Yeah. And let it go in there. No, honestly, it's massive. It's like the decoration and then it's like one of the restaurants. It's like that.
Well, it doesn't get hit.
Story of just got like, and they're just like,
Not any longer, right?
but I was like this and Theresa maker in front of Trump.
What time are we going? All right.
Shenanigans.
She looks like
Got her muscle.
yeah. He looks like he was standing there, I think.
Is that the president? Trump.
No, you didn't. Yeah. Outrageous. Give you an example.
Oh yeah, he did.
I had to drop something off.
Yeah, the shoot is on there. And then I tried, I literally was like, I've only got 5 minutes left to go and try to file. She was like, no, you can't stay 7 times. And then I was like, okay, can I walk inside? She was like, yeah, I guess. So I literally just had to
So stupid. Just like for the total.
Yeah, exactly. With a laptop. Yeah, literally it was.
One thing that is hard to do.
Yeah. Yeah, really, I didn't care. Oh right, you're going to do it from behind. British yeah, that's what I said. Well, because there's the long walk especially on the cat. There's the other bit. Yeah, right. But this, I think, Oh, so we're joking about it.
It's crazy. Like, even the American kids.
Corbin's going to be there half once. Corbin's going to this. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
My phone can download this photos. It's also got a signal, so.
Standing at Frankfurt striker.
Does it mean that they're not going to go for
The strike, I'm sure they'll still go for us. Gross.
I'm going to go shot.
Yeah, right.
then he's my predator, so he'll Is it only one route that's affected, or is it? Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, if you give them a call, any problems, Che ne so, una d'uscita? No, già stamattina. Ti faccio l'uscita. Come? Oppure BBC World dovreste avercelo voi. Se vai su BBC dovrebbe essere sul sito LaVanguardia.
My hero.
Hold on, yeah?
What's up? If they see me in Argentina, they will kill me. I will be. I need to here with the 10 on the door. I should ban it.
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
Look at that.
Sorry.
I don't know which one is.
We need to move.
My friends. I know I had to go. Different things.
We've got an hour.
You doing in Saturday? You got one? She got one. Guys, anyone doing not on to over there yet. Let's just get by that gate in between those two pens.
No, it's a
Sky
Sky.
then where we're waiting.
They have lunch.
Sky?
They just had lunch.
Ready?
They're having food. And then we're going party now.
Is there a camera in there? No, there isn't.
Yeah, Sky doing it.
In there?
They're going in now. Right now.
Oh, in the garden park?
Yeah, they're going, all of them are going right now.
Do a picture for Julia. Well, you got to do something. What's the funny thing you Yeah, go on. She also quit seeing you. And I said, I'm actually crazy.
Shout at it.
It's dead silent. Everyone's silent. It's dead silent. All you could hear was just... we only target them when Theresa wins. Whenever other presidents and prime ministers come, you never shout at them.
No.
You only shout
Well,
at
like,
the
it's
prime minister.
way of respect for them. Yeah.
Right now, there's not really much to shout about. She used to go off and go on a cruise for 3 months. She goes to the Caribbean for 3 months and just unwind, sleep.
That's going to be a relief for her.
Yeah, well, when she did her speech at the Policy Exchange last week, it looked like she had a weight on her shoulders, which she does. She knew she was just counting down the days.
That's price. They announced it on Monday. They lost the election.
Yeah, that would be worse.
And that would have been worse because Trump was coming. It was the prime minister.
I've got my shoulder.
That's all or something.
Yeah.
Harry's got the umbrella.
Huh?
Harry's got the umbrella.
Yeah, there's 2 umbrellas over there now. They stole them.
Is it enough?
What's he got? Just in case. Right.
West End. So we'll go to
Boris had a 20-minute phone conversation with Trump. That's it. Apparently.
Did you go through the Cuba entrance to
No.
come here?
No.
How did you come in then?
I got a cab.
Where did it drop it?
They dropped me outside Milbank.
Yeah, but from Milbank to here when you walked.
He walked, yeah.
And was it all open?
Yeah. There was nothing. No checks or anything. Did they have 2 levels of security when you sat there?
Basically, you can only enter from
the corner of the street.
I saw what you did, yeah? You put my bag on top of yours, so you didn't get wet.
No.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Mine's leather. Yours is waterproof. What you know?
So basically, it's the opposite corner. They enter, and then they check you, and you have to go through the tube entrance to cross Parliament Street.
We didn't have any of that. We just walked in with the usual stuff in. We were surprised as well. There's so much for check.
And basically, when they held us here like 10 minutes. Was his daughter around as well?
Yes, the guy who went to saw the back of her head.
Where did she come from?
She walked. So got cast back.
She didn't go from the main entrance.
There's a red and a green one.
Follow it.
Can here actually. The cross is there. Just follow it.
Yeah.
Already running out? Well, yeah, already. Since 6.
This is 6. So I've still got sort of one charge left. To the guard fight, getting wet. What day was he? Yeah, where are the bathrooms?
At a restaurant. So basically today, he's up to the car park.
Yeah.
It kind of makes it, I mean, he made it. You can do that.
Yeah, did he fly?
He flew from the ambassador. And then he got into the east. Yes. Rain is gone now. That's really cool.
I mean, I could put it back to where it was, which was here. Unless I can turn it out.
Look at it, look at it, look at it.
What's it carrying?
Like a
burger box.
A burger box. Probably still in the car. Look at the DT.
Yeah, it was alright, but it wasn't really like an old. I feel like doing work.
Who's this right now talking? Who's this talking right now?
Corbyn.
Mention me
1 o'clock.
see what that is.
Sorry, the test frame. The German Marx, Richard Bergen and Jeremy Corbyn.
Sorry. Sorry. Not bad, mate, you?
Yeah, not bad.
Sorry.
Inside where?
So I'm going to camp the holiday with you.
That's not on the tape, is it?
Yeah, I think it's just hovering above it.
Sweet spot for signal. Just there. That end is quite terrible. In there, terrible.
I found mine's picked up again.
That's probably what it is. I just waited long enough for it actually.
Yeah.
Taking a picture as well. Of the first floor.
Your friend.
So shut the door on the beast.
Stood up. Really?
Guys, when they cross, remember to crouch down.
Yeah, I'll get right down. Swing it over my head.
And take pictures.
Oh God, I look like a rope wrencher, mate.
Chanting his name.
Yes, where does the main...
He's probably due out again soon, isn't he?
About 15 minutes.
So we're going to have to, yeah, shit. I know, 'cause it's taking so long to fucking file it, mate.
Yeah, only just literally
Yeah.
last step.
I know.
That's probably still. No, I didn't. Right.
It's going to be another 2 hours of pain after he's gone as well.
Well, no, we'll leave straight away.
Oh, that's true. We can leave the street, can't we?
I'm going to try and
dust in my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, so these little things.
Oh, I heard the shots in it.
I think
Oh, do that again though.
there's one over there as well.
Oh yeah, I think it's firing that one. I don't think it's firing that one though.
I think it is.
It's getting colder.
Huh?
It's getting cold.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna
I
break.
got fleece in my bag.
Yeah, let's go this way.
Yeah.
What's the time, guy?
Huh?
What's the time now?
1:10.
Which? Oh yeah, I see it.
Was the first one out here. There's plenty of room. Yeah, I'm the UK pool as well. Yeah, I'm not going at the UK pool.
Wherever you want to go down. They've got plenty of rope and station down there.
Can you slide the screen down?
All we got to do is swing it out a little bit. Come back. Right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Breathe in. All good. I don't know what to do with that. Just some tape and then I'll go and try and pull it off for you. Yeah? Thank you. No. We'll make it.
We should replace this one.
Okay.
Is that okay with you? Good. Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah, I know that.
There we go.
Frank. Frank, thank you.
Sorry guys, can I please just sit down there?
You know what? If you keep creeping up, we won't be able to turn. They're going to go in there.
You give me something like that?
So that's the white shot when they come through. First? It's a white shot when they come through, is that?
Yeah. I mean, it would have been much nicer on the background, wouldn't it? Today. All right, I can move around.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. Oh. It'll definitely be a grind that goes this way.
Thank you. I was out there first, and you know, where do I go? No, it's over here, and you're there. Then everyone turns up. Yeah. Right. Okay. That's like it. Yeah.
But we have to do both.
Wouldn't my stuff be better in reception? Thank you. Thanks a lot. Hi MCR, it's Chris outside the Foreign Office in the courtyard on Live View 10. It's not, it keeps breaking up. I'd advise the other broadcasters not to take it live, but I'll keep it pumping out anyway, and then I'll do a refeed from Millbank in about half an hour later. Good, brilliant. Thank you very much. Cheers, bye. Yeah, me too.
Yeah?
So that was an hour ago, 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Well, they can do it if they want to, yeah?
Just checking you guys both pause, so it's just you and me going on ahead. Great.
Yes, yes. We'll wait. And I'll get them going. Hey, guy. Hey, Sarah, do you have voicemail? When they finish, when they're inside, US just follow me. If everyone else can hold back, I need US to get in. They're not getting in front of you, but I just need them to come with me in one package.
I don't need to go up, I'm off.
Thank you so much. So US, just when I say let's go, follow me, okay?
You've got a pole to lean on. Good.
I have 20, but I have 48.
You mean you got two 20s?
I got two, I got a 20 and a 28.
Yeah, so it'll tell you you've got 20 or 28 or whatever.
It's only telling me 20, yeah, that's it. It's only
Right.
the first pattern.
Yeah.
NBC may be the one that just showed up. Are you NBC? NBC?
No? ITN. Yeah, I'm NBC. It's possible at the end I'll try and just be turning like this. I mean, are you still going to be shooting right all the way?
I will go on a short lens. Yeah.
But I would probably, once they turn around, I would go down with the camera.
Okay,
So
his is in the way with the lens, but it doesn't matter. I don't mind ending on the lenses.
Take this lens back.
That doesn't matter, it closes the shot anyway. It's a nice end to the shot, isn't it?
You can have us in, yeah?
Yeah,
that's not a problem for you.
No,
we can't have you in.
Just come round like that.
That's it. I mean, by the point they come near anyway, I'll probably be...
You'll be on that one.
Yeah, we'll have a short lens on.
Yeah.
Do we get a warning?
I hope so. Mind you, we've got plenty of time. Yeah?
15 minutes?
No, but once we see them, we've got plenty of time. Yeah?
Actually, too much.
Yeah, too much.
We get too much.
Yeah. So it's not good though, because you had loads of time.
Yeah, so there'll be a couple people walking before.
Yeah.
Yeah, bicycles, they seem to be fast.
I'm just holding it steady down here. It's killing my bag. Huh? Right, but anybody could take this, right? They're talking about it. Okay.
Where are you?
that right? Is that right? Yeah. I bet, yeah. And who's there now in Germany?
In Munich we have Markus Matthias Schmidt.
Michael Probst? Where's Probst? Is he really? Okay. We can put the time.
Yeah.
Lazy but good. Right? Yeah. I know, but he's hell of a shooter.
On jobs like this, he's the first one to be up every time. You always take stuff. So I don't want to
Yeah.
He's always the first one to be up.
It's just shite. It's terrible. I hate it. I don't want to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Peter hired me.
Is that right? He's a class act.
He's really nice.
One of a kind.
So you
The New York Times. But I was with AP for 20 years.
Yeah, he left us. It was Twitter.
But my first time I met Dieter was when the hostage, the U.S. hostage who worked for AP, Terry Anderson?
Terry Anderson.
Yeah.
Terry Anderson, yeah. Beirut.
Okay. And then when they brought him out,
Terry
was it Anderson?
Yeah, it was Anderson because I had to shoot us at the wedding when we got back.
Yeah.
I was stringing in New York. So I was ready.
Well, I went to Wiesbaden, and Dieter met me there, and he took care of me. Oh my gosh. Amazing.
Yeah, Peter was already had a nice heart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And a great photographer as well. And,
Yes.
yeah. He started a lot of things at AP, which we now copy.
Is that right? Yeah.
Especially in Munich when you do features there and
Right.
they're all copied.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I haven't been in touch with him.
I'm Doug Mills, sorry. Doug Mills. Yeah.
When he tells me.
Okay.
When I
Email
get
me,
in touch
yeah.
with him, I might do that after this week. Yeah, email him to see how it is.
That would be great.
At least we know the next one is going to be them.
It could be Ivanka before.
Yeah?
It could be Ivanka and the rest of it.
And Jeremy Hunt.
Yeah, before. Yeah.
Is Mrs. May going as well?
So Ivanka's there waiting to come out.
Is Mrs. May coming as well?
Yes.
Yeah, because she goes to the press
So
conference.
she'll come up with him, but they'll be last.
She'll be last, right?
Yeah.
Shall I stay more on him or more on him?
They'll walk next to him. I imagine. I guess, but otherwise, yeah, folks on Did he not remember you?
Yeah, I know.
Picture of us.
Sorry?
Taking pictures of us.
Oh, they're looking, waiting for Trump.
It's going dark. It went darker, didn't it? Huh? It went slightly darker. Yeah, it's gone down to stops.
So you're on manual. You're on live now. So you can talk.
Oh, we've got the ladies with us. That's this way, yeah, ladies.
Sorry, sir.
private key?
Just behind the door.
Huh?
Just behind the door. Good, thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's quite funny. I did assume that I like, but it is sharp. There we go. She just sounds bare-faced. Don't hold your breath. Has it still got that on the dot now?
This week, we commemorate the extraordinary courage and sacrifice of those who gave their lives for our liberty on D-Day 75 years ago. As leaders prepare to gather here from across the world, it is fitting that we begin with a celebration of the special relationship between the United Kingdom and the United States, enduring partners who stood side by side on that historic day and every day since. For generations, at the heart of the transatlantic alliance has been our shared democratic values, our common interests, and our commitment to justice. It is that unity of purpose that will preserve the deep-rooted ties between our people and underpin our nation's security and prosperity for the next 75 years and beyond. So I am very pleased to welcome the President of the United States of America on this state visit to the United Kingdom. For the past 2.5 years, the President and I have had the duty and privilege of being the latest guardians of this precious and profound friendship between our countries. As with our predecessors, when we have faced threats to the security of our citizens and our allies, we have stood together and acted together. When Russia used a deadly nerve agent on the streets of our country, alongside the UK's expulsions, the President expelled 60 Russian intelligence officers, the largest contribution towards an unprecedented global response. And in Syria, when innocent men, women and children were victims of a barbaric chemical weapons attack, Britain and America, along with France, carried out targeted strikes against the regime. Since we spoke about NATO during my first visit to the White House, we have maintained our support for this crucial alliance. Thanks in part to your clear message on burden sharing, Donald, we have seen members pledge another $100 billion, increasing their contributions to our shared security. And I'm pleased to announce that NATO will soon be able to call on the UK's Queen Elizabeth-class aircraft carriers and F-35 fighter jets to help tackle threats around the world. Today, we've discussed again the new and evolving challenges to our security, our values, and our way of life. We share the same view about their origin and our objectives in meeting them. But, like prime ministers and presidents before us, and no doubt those that will come after, we can also differ sometimes on how to confront the challenges we face. I've always talked openly with you, Donald, when we have taken a different approach, and you've done the same with me. I've always believed that cooperation and compromise are the basis of strong alliances, and nowhere is this more true than in the special relationship. Today, we've discussed again the importance of our two nations working together to address Iran's destabilizing activity in the region and to ensure Tehran cannot acquire a nuclear weapon. Although we differ on the means of achieving that, as I've said before, the UK continues to stand by the nuclear deal. It is clear that we both want to reach the same goal. It is important that Iran meets its obligations, and we do everything to avoid escalation, which is in no one's interest. Recognising our nations as safer and more prosperous when we work together on the biggest challenges of our time, I also set out the UK's approach to tackling climate change and our continued support for the Paris Agreement. And we also spoke about China, recognising its economic significance, and that we cannot ignore action that threatens our shared interests or values. As we've deepened our cooperation on security, including our joint military operations and our unparalleled intelligence sharing, so our economies too are ever more tightly bound together. Every morning, 1 million Americans get up and go to work for British companies in America, and 1 million Britons do the same for American companies here. Our trading relationship is worth over £190 billion a year, and we're the largest investors in each other's economies, with mutual investments valued at as much as $1 trillion. Mr. President, you and I agreed the first time we met that we should aim for an ambitious free trade agreement when the UK leaves the EU. And from our positive discussions today, I know that we both remain committed to this. I'm also sure that our economic relationship will only grow broader and deeper, building on the conversations we had and the ideas we heard from UK and US businesses when we met them earlier today. Tomorrow, we will sit down in Portsmouth with our fellow leaders to reaffirm the enduring importance of the Western Alliance and the shared values that underpin it. And as we look to the future, In the years and in the generations ahead, we will continue to work together to preserve the alliance that is the bedrock of our shared prosperity and security, just as it was on the beaches of Normandy 75 years ago. Mr. President.
Well, thank you, Prime Minister May. Melania and I are honored to return to London as our nations commemorate the 75th anniversary of D-Day in World War II. We want to thank Her Majesty the Queen, who I had a lovely dinner with last night, a fantastic person, fantastic woman, for so graciously inviting us to this state visit. It was very, very special. Our thanks as well to Prime Minister and Mr. May for the warm welcome they've given the First Lady and me as we remember the heroes who laid down their lives to rescue civilization itself. On June 6, 1944, tens of thousands of young warriors left these shores by the sea and air to begin the invasion of Normandy and the liberation of Europe and the brutal Nazi occupation. It was a liberation like few people have seen before. Among them were more than 130,000 American and British brothers in arms. Through their valor and sacrifice, they secured our homelands and saved freedom for the world. Tomorrow, Prime Minister May and I will attend a commemoration ceremony in Portsmouth, one of the key embarkation points for the invasion. More than 1.5 million American service members were stationed right here in England in advance of the landings that summer. The bonds of friendship forged here and sealed in blood on those hallowed beaches will endure forever. Our special relationship is grounded in common history, values, customs, culture, language, and laws. Our people believe in freedom and independence as a sacred birthright and cherished inheritance worth defending at any cost. As the Prime Minister and I discussed in our meetings today and yesterday, the United States and the United Kingdom share many goals and priorities around the world. I want to thank the people of the United Kingdom for their service and partnership in our campaign to defeat ISIS. As we announced a few months ago, ISIS's territorial caliphate in Syria and Iraq has been completely obliterated, defeated. The United Kingdom is also a key partner in NATO. The Prime Minister and I agree that our NATO allies must increase their defense spending. We've both been working very hard toward that end, and we are very current, and some of them are not. We can't allow that to happen, but I appreciate everything you've done in that regard. We expect a growing number of nations to meet the minimum 2% of GDP requirement. To address today's challenges, all members of the alliance must fulfill their obligations. They have no choice. They must fulfill their obligation. Among the pressing threats facing our nations is the development and spread of nuclear weapons. Perhaps that's our greatest threat. The United States and the United Kingdom are determined to ensure that Iran never develops nuclear weapons and stops supporting and engaging in terrorism. And I believe that will happen. In protecting our nations, we also know that the border security is national security. Today, the Prime Minister and I discussed our thriving economic relationship. Both countries are doing very well, and participated in a roundtable with industry and business leaders. I can say probably the biggest business leaders anywhere in the world. Our nations have more than $1 trillion invested in each other's economics. The United Kingdom is America's largest foreign investor and our largest European export market. That's a lot of importance. As the UK makes preparations to exit the European Union, the United States is committed to a phenomenal trade deal between the U.S. and the UK. There is tremendous potential in that trade deal. I say probably 2 and even 3 times of what we're doing right now. Tremendous potential. 75 years ago this Thursday, Courageous Americans and British patriots set out from this island toward history's most important battle. They stormed forward out of ships and airplanes, risking everything to defend our people and to ensure that the United States and Britain would forever remain sovereign and forever remain free. Following this press conference, Prime Minister May, Mr. May, the First Lady, my family and I will visit the legendary Churchill War Rooms beneath the streets of London. I look forward to that. In his famous speech on this day in June 1940, Prime Minister Churchill urged his countrymen to defend our island, whatever the cost may be. As we mark this solemn anniversary of D-Day, we remember that the defense of our nations does not begin on the battlefield, but within the heart of every patriot. Today, let us renew our pledge, engraved at the American Cemetery in Normandy and inscribed by President Dwight Eisenhower in St. Paul's Cathedral, right here in London, that the cause for which they died shall live. Prime Minister May, it's been a true honor. I have greatly enjoyed working with you. You are a tremendous professional and a person that loves your country dearly. Thank you very much. Really an honor. Thank you for the invitation to memorialize our fallen heroes and for your partnership in protecting and advancing the extraordinary alliance between the American and the British people. It's the greatest alliance the world has ever known. Thank you, Prime Minister. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now we're going to take 2 questions from the UK media and 2 questions from the American media. I'll start with Beth Rigby.
Thank you. Thank you, Prime Minister President Trump. Beth Rigby from Sky News. For you, President Trump, as you hold talks with the current Prime Minister, the leader of Her Majesty's opposition has been addressing a protest rally against your visit in Trafalgar Square. He says he's disappointed you attacked the London mayor, and he criticised your record on refugees. What do you have to say to him? And is this man someone you could do a trade deal with? And to you, Prime Minister, do you think that Sadiq Khan is a stone-cold loser? Thank you.
You're talking about the Mayor of London. Is that who you said? Yes? Well, I think he's been a not very good mayor, from what I understand. He's done a poor job. Crime is up, a lot of problems. And I don't think he should be criticizing a representative of the United States that can do so much good for the United Kingdom. We talked about it before. He should be positive, not negative. He's a negative force, not a positive force. And if you look at what he said, he hurts the people of this great country. And I think he should actually focus on his job. It'd be a lot better if he did that. He could straighten out some of the problems that he has and probably some of the problems that he's caused. Thank you.
Gonna...
Yes, he wanted to meet with me, and I told him no. Yes. Well, I don't know Jeremy Corbyn. Never met him. Never spoke to him. He wanted to meet today or tomorrow, and I decided that I would not do that. I think that he is, from where I come from, somewhat of a negative force. I think that people should look to do things correctly as opposed to criticize. I really don't like critics as much as I like and respect people that get things done. So I've decided not to meet. As far as the protests, I have to tell you, because I commented on it yesterday, we left, the Prime Minister, the Queen, the royal family. There were thousands of people on the streets cheering. And even coming over today, there were thousands of people cheering. And then I heard that there were protests. I said, where are the protests? I don't see any protests. I did see a small protest today when I came, very small. So a lot of it is fake news, I hate to say. But you saw the people waving the American flag, waving your flag. It was tremendous spirit and love. There was great love. It was an alliance. And I didn't see the protesters until just a little while ago, and it was a very, very small group of people put in for political reasons. So it was fake news. Thank you.
And I would say to both the Mayor of London and to Jeremy Corbyn, the discussions that we have had today are about the future of this most important relationship between the US and the UK. As the President described it, the greatest alliance the world has seen. It is this deep, special relationship and partnership between the United States and the United Kingdom that ensures our safety and security, and the safety and security of others around the world too. And it is this relationship that helps to ensure there are jobs that employ people here in the UK and in the United States, that underpins our prosperity and our future. That is a relationship we should cherish. It is a relationship we should build on. It is a relationship we should be proud of. Mr. President, would you like to?
Big, and this really is a very big and important alliance. And I think people should act positively toward it because it means so much for both countries. It means so much, and it's been so good. Steve Holland, yes, go ahead, Steve.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. Is that on? There. What is your current view on Brexit, sir? Should Britain leave the European Union if there is no agreement by October 31st? And for the Prime Minister, what would be the ramifications for the UK if there is not a deal?
Well, I don't like to take positions in things that I'm not, really. I understand the issue very well. I really predicted what was going to happen. Some of you remember that prediction. It was a strong prediction made at a certain location on a development we were opening the day before it happened. And I thought it was going to happen because of immigration more than anything else, but probably it happens for a lot of reasons. But I would say, yeah, I would think that it will happen, and it probably should happen. This is a great, great country, and it wants its own identity. It wants to have its own borders. It wants to run its own affairs. This is a very, very special place, and I think it deserves a special place. And I thought maybe for that reason, and for others, but that reason it was going to happen. Yeah, I think it will happen. And I believe the Prime Minister's brought it to a very good point where something will take place in the not-too-distant future. I think she's done a very good job. I believe it would be good for the country, yes.
And from my point of view, I believe it is important for us to deliver Brexit. We gave that choice to the British people. Parliament overwhelmingly gave the choice to the British people. We should now deliver on that choice. I continue to believe that actually it's in the best interests of the UK to leave the European Union in an orderly way with a deal. I think we have a good deal. Sadly, the Labour Party and other MPs have so far stopped us from delivering Brexit and that deal. But we will, but obviously this is an issue that is going to continue here in the UK. I think the important thing is we deliver Brexit, and once we're out of the European Union, we will be able to do what we've been talking about today and develop not just that free trade agreement, but a broader economic partnership into the future.
If I could just follow up on a related matter, Mr. President, are you prepared to impose limits on intelligence sharing with Britain if they do not put in place some restrictions on Huawei?
No, because we're going to have absolutely an agreement on Huawei and everything else. We have an incredible intelligence relationship, and we will be able to work out any differences. I think we're not going to have it. We did discuss it. I see absolutely no limitations. We've never had limitations. This is a truly great ally and partner, and we'll have no problem with that. Okay?
Francis.
Mr. President, Francis Elliott from The Times. Do you agree with your ambassador that the entire economy needs to be on the table in a future trade talk, a trade deal, including the NHS? And Prime Minister, are you tempted to take the Prime Minister President up at his word and stick around for a bit until the trade deal is done?
I think we're going to have a great trade deal, yes. I think we're going to have a great and very comprehensive trade deal. I can't hear him.
It's the National Health Service. He says, should the National Health Service be on the table?
Look, I think everything with the trade deal is on the table. When you're dealing in trade, everything's on the table. So NHS or anything else, or a lot more than that. But everything will be on the table, absolutely. Okay.
But the point about making trade deals is, of course, that both sides negotiate and come to an agreement about what should or should not be in that trade deal for the future. And as regards your second question, Francis, nice try, but no. Look, I'm a woman of my word. Mr. President, would you like to?
John, please.
Mr. President, thank you. Mr. President, domestically, in recent days, Mexico has stepped up apprehensions and deportations of Central American migrants.
That's good.
This could possibly be in response to your threat of tariffs. Has Mexico
not possibly be?
Has Mexico done enough to avoid tariffs, which will be imposed in some 6 days from now?
No, we haven't started yet.
But the threat is out there.
Yeah, the threat is out there, but we haven't really started yet. No, this will take effect next week.
And what
5%.
And what do you think of Republicans who say that they may take action to block you imposing those tariffs?
Oh, I don't think they will do that. I think if they do, it's foolish. There's nothing more important than borders. I've had tremendous Republican support. I have a 94% approval rating as of this morning in the Republican Party. That's an all-time record. Can you believe that? Isn't that something? I love records. But we have a 94% approval rating in the Republican Party. I want to see security at our border. I'm going to see great trade. I'm going to see a lot of things happening, and that is happening. And as you know, Mexico called. They want to meet. They're going to meet on Wednesday. Secretary Pompeo is going to be at the meeting, along with a few others that are very good at this, and we are going to see if we can do something. But I think it's more likely that the tariffs go on, and we'll probably be talking during the time that the tariffs are on and they're going to be paid. And if they don't step up and give us security for our nation, look, millions of people are flowing through Mexico. That's unacceptable. Millions and millions of people are coming right through Mexico. It's a 2,000-mile journey, and they're coming up to our border. And our Border Patrol, which is incredible, they're apprehending them. But our laws are bad because the Democrats don't want to pass laws that could be passed in 15 minutes, that could be passed quickly. In one day, it could change. But even beyond the laws, Mexico shouldn't allow millions of people to try and enter our country. And they could stop it very quickly. And I think they will. And if they won't, we're going to put tariffs on. And every month, those tariffs go from 5% to 10% to 15% to 20% and then to 25%. And what will happen then is all of those companies that have left our country and gone to Mexico are going to be coming back to us. And that's okay. That's okay. But I think Mexico will step up and do what they should have been done. And I don't want to hear that Mexico is run by the cartels and the drug lords and the coyotes. I don't want to hear about that. A lot of people are saying that. Mexico has something to prove. But I don't want to hear that they're run by the cartels. You understand. You report on it all the time. A lot of people do. That would be a terrible thing. Mexico should step up and stop this onslaught, this invasion into our country, John.
And Prime Minister May, you tried 3 times to get a deal on Brexit. At this point, do you believe that a deal on Brexit is possible, or is this a Gordian knot? President Trump says that you didn't take his advice in terms of negotiation. Should you have? Would that have made a difference? And President Trump, if I could ask a follow-up, you had a conversation with Boris Johnson. Could we ask what you spoke about, and will you meet with Michael Gove today?
Well, first of all, on the first issues, I said in answer to an earlier question, I personally believe that it is in the best interests of the UK to leave the European Union with a deal. I believe there is a good deal on the table. Obviously, it will be for whoever succeeds me as Prime Minister to take this issue forward. What is paramount, I believe, is delivering on Brexit for the British people. And I seem to remember the President suggested that I sued the European Union, which we didn't do. We went into negotiations and we came out with a good deal.
Yeah, that's not such a... I would have sued, but that's okay. I would have sued and settled, maybe, but you never know. She's probably a better negotiator than I am, Jeremy. But you know what? She has got it, in a sense, John. That deal is teed up. I think that deal is really teed up. I think they have to do something. And perhaps you won't be given the credit that you deserve if they do something, but I think you deserve a lot of credit. I really do. I think you deserve a lot of credit. Okay? Yes, John? So I know Boris. I like him. I've liked him for a long time. I think he'd do a very good job. I know Jeremy. I think he'd do a very good job. I don't know Michael, but would he do a good job, Jeremy? Tell me. Okay? Good. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much.